Being a digital nomad is one of the best things I've ever done for my productivity. Over the last 3 months in South America, I've taken my efficiency to levels I didn't even think were possible. This allowed me to make my fastest ever progress with my business and my brand. In the gym, in my running, in my language learning, all while significantly increasing my life enjoyment. In this video, I'm going to break down the 4 key elements that make the digital nomad lifestyle so insane for maxing out your growth potential, so that by the end of this video, you'll be booking your next flights out of the country. The first key element here is having the environment reset. Every time you go to a new country, you're completely resetting your environment. And this is a perfect time to install and develop new habits and new systems. If you're stuck in the same environment all the time, you're keeping your bad habits, you're keeping all of these things, these deficiencies with you. But if you move environments, it's a chance for you to reset these habits, reset these behaviors, and start all over again. Now, the way we've been operating is we change countries every 2 months. So for 2 months, we operate using the current system. We look at exactly what was working, exactly what was not working so well. So then when we jump to the next country, we can keep what works, get rid of what wasn't working, and slightly optimize and slightly improve. And this means that we can go through these cycles a lot quicker. If you're changing and moving countries 6 times a year, for example, you're going to go through these feedback cycles really quickly and optimize your environment very, very fast, compared to sitting in your hometown, keeping the same bad habits and nothing changing year after year after year. When my friend Toby and I left Australia to come here to South America, the first thing we did is figure out, okay, what's the biggest thing holding us back right now? Because we're about to jump into a completely new environment. What can we get rid of straight away? And for us, we realized that we were drinking a little bit. You know, sometimes we would go out partying and we'd be drinking, and all that happened is we were destroying our sleep quality. We were having late nights. It was impacting all other areas of our life. So we thought, okay, why don't we just try going sober? Why don't we try completely removing drinking and seeing how that goes? And it was so incredibly easy to stick to because we were in a completely new environment. If we were back in Australia in our old environment, surrounded by a bunch of friends who all love drinking, all of the social events are oriented around drinking, incredibly hard to change that behavior. But what we did is we jumped into South America, into this new environment, knowing that we weren't going to drink, we were going to be sober, and this completely changed our social environment, what we were doing, who we were surrounding ourselves with, and it made it really, really easy to get rid of that bad habit straight away. The environment reset is really valuable and allowing you to go through these feedback cycles really quickly of optimizing and improving your environment over and over and over again. And the reason this is so valuable is your environment is the biggest factor that's going to contribute to the actions you take. And the actions you take are going to be the number one factor that contributes to any material outcome in your life. Any growth you experience is all going to come from the actions you take, which all are led downstream from the environment you create. So the environment is extremely important. But the second key factor here, what it does is it unlocks more. It unlocks more possibilities, more potential, more growth possibilities, and that is price. There are 3 factors related to price that make the digital nomad lifestyle so enticing, and this really depends on the level of income that you're at. At the very start, what this does is it increases the amount of time that you can take risk. See, realistically, if you have a viable business model, the only thing you need to do is take a small set of actions over a long enough period of time for that business model to blow up and start making you some real money. The problem that most people have is that they just don't have enough time to put into this business model. You may be living in a country that your burn is $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 to just get by. Now, this means that say you've saved up $20,000 and it costs you $4,000 to get by, you've only got 5 months until you have to go back and get yourself a 9-to-5 job or get yourself a side hustle. And all this is time that you can't invest into yourself and into your business. But if you can live in a cheap country where you've realistically halved your burn, then you've just doubled your runway. You've given yourself twice the amount of time to go after your dreams and actually build this business and get it to a really, really high level. Now, assuming you've built an online business, you're making a fair bit of money. The second thing this allows you to do is allows you to buy back your time a lot quicker. See, if you're living in an expensive country, then chances are for you to get to the other side of town, you need to take the bus or the train. That's going to take a fair bit of time. You have to cook your food every day or every few days or every week. You have to clean your house. You have to do your laundry. You have to do all of these tasks because you can't afford to outsource them. But if you lived in a country that was extremely cheap, You don't have to take the bus. You don't have to take public transport. You can get an Uber. You don't have to cook your food. You can hire a chef to do it for you. You can pay someone to clean your house. You can pay someone to do your laundry. This is all of this time that you now have back that you can invest into your business. You can invest into your health. You can invest into your relationships. You can invest into just enjoying your life. But this is all this time that you now have back. The third thing this allows you to do is it also allows you to unlock more experiences quicker. Getting Ubers, going to sports events, going out to dinner, all of these things that were relatively off the cards on a budget in Australia, they're all on offer, they're all available. And all this does is it brings your dream lifestyle closer to today. You can do the things that you want to do in your dream life and you can just do them right now. You don't have to wait to be a millionaire to go and pay for an Uber to go out to a restaurant. You can do it right now. The third huge thing we found here, which was a big enhancement on quality of life and also really improved our consistency, was being able to do ordinary things in extraordinary places. See, there's a small set of actions required for you to achieve your goals. For example, if you're trying to build a business, there's really a small set of actions that are really required to grow that business quickly. If you're trying to get in good shape, again, there's a small set of actions required to do. These actions aren't going to change all that much. And if you're just living in the same place all the time, you're doing the same running route, you're sitting down at the same desk, doing the same work, it gets kind of boring. And if it gets kind of boring, you're less likely to do it, which means zoom out. If you're less likely to do it in general, you do it less, you progress slower. But being able to do ordinary things in extraordinary places means that I can be working on the same thing, but there are different things around me. It's enjoyable. When I go out for my runs, I'm exploring different cities. When I go to the gym, I'm in different gyms. I'm looking at different people. All of this stuff is just slightly different and it makes the same experiences so much more enjoyable. And because they're more enjoyable, I'm more likely to do them. I do them more often. I progress a little bit quicker. One of the big things that Toby and I have been doing is running a marathon every month. Now this is great, but the first 8 months, the first 8 marathons, I did all of these in Melbourne. This meant that I was running around the same loops every time. I was doing the same marathon loop, the same little runs, and it just got a little bit monotonous and a little bit boring. But we noticed that when we moved to South America, now we're doing these runs, but we're in slightly different climates, we're seeing slightly different things, and these marathons become an opportunity for us to explore a new city. Rather than just keeping our head looking at the pavement, knowing that we've passed these same trees, these same people every single day, we get to see new and exciting things, and it just made the experience so much better. And as a consequence, the consistency has never, ever been better. The fourth key element here allows you to unlock more of the world, unlock more relationships, more business opportunities, more of everything, and that is the language immersion. Now, I realized just how important language immersion was, so 7 months prior to arriving, I basically created a language immersion environment for myself where I'd spent 4 hours a day consuming Spanish input. Now, what this did is it got me to the point where I was conversationally fluent in Spanish by the time I arrived, but the only reason I had to create that environment was because I was living in Australia. I was living in an English-speaking country, and as a consequence, I couldn't get this immersion in. But by doing this, by creating this immersion, it allowed me to get to a really, really good point without reading, without writing, without speaking, simply by consuming and immersing myself in the language. But the beauty of being able to live in a country that speaks another language is you don't have to create this environment. It's just there by default, which means that over time, through osmosis, you start building and developing this language. And having these languages unlocks so much. I've been able to have relationships here in South America with people who don't even speak English. That is only possible because I was able to acquire this language, and having the skill is so valuable. It unlocks relationships. It unlocks business opportunities. You might look at a country on the map and go, I want to go there. I would like to live there, but I can't speak the language, and that's a problem. That's no longer a problem. So this unlocks parts of the map. This was so valuable, and being able to just have this language acquisition just by creating the environment, pretty powerful. Having these 4 elements here, having the environment reset, being able to constantly improve your environment over time so you take better actions towards your goals, having the price in a way that allows you to take risks for longer periods of time and allows you to buy your time back quicker and enjoy the kind of experiences you want to be enjoying right now. Being able to do ordinary things in extraordinary places so you enjoy doing the actions that move you towards your goals, improving your consistency, improving your action taking, and having this language immersion opportunity where you can unlock new parts of the map, new relationships, new business opportunities, having this all on offer simply by being able to move to a different country and live somewhere else frequently. big unlocks. If you're an online entrepreneur, you have location freedom. You have this opportunity available for you right now. Now, if you want to also pair this with the time freedom to get your time back so you can progress other areas of your life, so you can experience these places, experience these things, then you can join the Modern Monk community for free. I'll leave a link in the description below for that. For everyone else, if you want to see how I built a balanced lifestyle in 500 days and became a digital nomad, then you can check out this video right here. So I'll either see you in the Modern Monk community or in that video. Cheers.